blockchain at the Bank of England, and she said the fund will also have to be open to change, to considering a role of a digital version of the SDR. So first off, what is SDR? SDR stands for Special Drawing Rights, and it is an international reserve asset created by the IMF in 1969 to supplement its member countries' official reserves. So essentially, it acts as insurance for member countries, the IMF. Now, we have major connections going on with the IMF, Ripple, and SDR. So first off, we have Brad Garlinghouse giving a presentation to the IMF on the XRP network. Ripple is the only company that monitors suspicious activities on the blockchain, and Ripple was selected to serve on the IMF advisory group. So we have all of the proof here. First off, we have straight from the IMF documents, we have Ripple Infrastructure Innovation. We have all of these entities using XRP. We have ongoing engagement with 40 plus regulators. We have the Bank of England, Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, Federal Reserve Faster Payments, and the International Monetary Fund, where Ripple was selected to serve on the IMF's high-level advisory group on fintech. There we go, guys. We have the IMF choosing Ripple, and the IMF acting together with the World Bank as a central bank for central banks could use XRP as a settlement means between the banks of the world, keeping balance along with bilateral relationships. So essentially, through the IMF and World Bank, anyone can use XRP. We have the IMF's leader singling out Ripple in the past, calling it a disruptor, for instance, above other digital assets. XRP is the #1 digital asset. It will soon be the #1 cryptocurrency, soon to surpass Bitcoin and ETH. And with this, it makes sense for the IMF to take advantage of Ripple XRP's already developed networks, technology, and reliability to bring forward the next world's financial system. Ripple is the new financial system.
Competition because it requires capital to get it there. Our view in the future is you don't have to have this pre-funding, and instead you can use a digital asset to have global liquidity on demand. Now, we build upon a tech stack, an open source technology called XRP. XRP originally was built by some engineers who had seen some of the flaws of Bitcoin and the challenges of scalability around Bitcoin. Where Bitcoin today, on a per transaction basis, it's rather slow and rather expensive. XRP is very, very fast, about 1,000 times faster per transaction and 1,000 times cheaper per transaction. The other dynamic, of course, of correspondent banking is some of the more quote-unquote exotic currencies, exotic corridors have been left to kind of stand on their own. And the liquidity in digital assets could be applied to actually make that much more democratized and level playing field. Ripple's vision from the beginning really has been to apply these technologies in the same way that TCP/IP and HTTP are the technologies underpinning the Internet of Information. These blockchain technologies will be the underpinnings of an Internet of Value, where we have connected devices, we have connected information that will allow payments to flow. And as Norman was describing, if you're a large corporation moving $100 million, that's one thing. If you're a freelancer working in the Philippines doing design work for a company in London and you want to get paid $30 or 30 pesos, Philippine pesos, that's not a transaction that can easily be enabled. And in fact, for the companies that enable that, they require the freelancer to set up an account, and they don't actually pay it out until there's roughly 1,000 USD sitting in that account, and then they would pay it out.
We even have Brad Garlinghouse in the same room with some very powerful people, the people in charge of the financial system. We have people from the IMF, MAS, DTCC, SWIFT, different banks, and so on. And even Christine Lagarde is in the same room with Brad Garlinghouse. We have the IMF and the World Economic Forum working with projects such as Ripple Ledger, potentially offering faster and more reliable and cost-effective ways to send money abroad, e.g. remittances. This could form a new stable bridge currency, liquidating trillions of capital held in reserve in foreign pre-funded accounts, and provide stimulus to the wider economy, which is the exact economic boost needed in these difficult times. So what happens when there is a liquidity crisis? We need more liquidity, and right now we have trillions of dollars sitting in accounts doing absolutely nothing when they can be used for other things. So this is why Ripple is so important and is solving a multi-billion, multi-trillion dollar problem. And going back to the ESDR, it will be a universal central bank digital currency for cross-border transactions, and the ESDR will be a stable instrument with no volatility. We have Ripple acting as the universal bridge asset for the ESDRs. We have the mention of universal bridge asset. We have employing Ripple and XRP. And ESDRs could also be developed in the context of cryptocurrencies as well, as the idea that a private company should issue the asset to central banks. Once again, we have Ripple working with the central banks issuing XRP. All the proof is here, and we have central banks discussing the integration of Ripple and XRP, including France, Indonesia, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Brazil, England, and many more. And lastly, we have cross-border payments over a network using ESDR, which is this, and the diagram looks similar to the Israeli flag. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys